Weather here in North Florida this morning is a bit uncertain for the 16th running of the Busch Clash at the Daytona International Speedway. It's one of stock car racing's truly unique events. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Economaki, really excited about this event. It's short, 20 laps, 50 miles. It's fast. The record, 15 minutes and 10 seconds. The slowest one took 16 minutes and 3 seconds. And it's rich, $280,000 in prize money, with the winner able to make up to $70,000. But the most interesting part of it is what's on the track. There's a superstitious 13-car field. The drivers represent 8 national championships. 3 of them have won the Daytona 500. There's 2 inexperienced rookies, a brother act, and one car owner has 2 of his machines in the race. Who does he root for? But despite all of this preamble, there's a sense of sadness throughout the field today because on Friday during noontime practice, Neil Bonnet, one of the top drivers of all time and a man who has won this race twice, and a man who has spent time in our CBS announce booth in recent seasons, crashed to his death. And all of us here at CBS share the grief that his on-track colleagues feel.
This is the kind of race our friend Neil loved best. Take the fastest qualifiers of the whole season. Give them their starting spots out of a hat, line them up, drop the flag, and let's go. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Joy. This race is a little different. They'll run 10 green flag laps. Cautions won't count. Then throw a halftime yellow flag. The cars can come to pit road and be serviced, and the leader at halftime gets a check for $25,000. Like the Buffalo Bills, nobody's going to remember who's leading at halftime. They will invert the field. The driver who is last at halftime will restart first, and the guy with the $25,000 check goes all the way to the back. And they'll run another 10 green flag laps. First guy to the checkered flag gets another $45,000 and the glory that goes with it. When we come back, Ken Squire and Ned Jarrett will introduce the starting lineup, and we'll go racing.
The 1994 Busch Clash is sponsored by Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drinking Busch Light. Busch, the official beer of NASCAR. Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Goodyear, #1 in tires.
At Daytona, moments away from the first half of the 16th annual Busch Clash. The starting lineup for today's race. 2-time winner Ken Schrader on the pole. Rookie, that's P.J. Jones alongside. In row 2, 5-time winner Dale Earnhardt and a former winner Brett Bodine. For row 3, it's Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon. In row 4, Harry Gant, his last appearance in this race, and Rusty Wallace. For row 5, it's Ernie Irvan. He's going to be tough today, and Kyle Petty. In row 6, it's Bill Elliott, a former winner, and rookie Bobby Labonte. Starting out back, it's Brett Bodine. Field coming around the 2.5-mile Daytona track on a day that is as gray as the emotions of most here after the loss of our colleague and friend Neil Bonnet.
Well, it's been a sad couple of days, Ken, but I guess it's only fitting that we would kick off the 1994 stock car season with a Neil Bonnet type of event. He loved the go-for-broke short type races and no holes barred. He was the first driver to win this race twice. And even though there are a lot of sad hearts on the racetrack and wherever fans are here, if Neil Bonnet could speak to those drivers, he would say, forget the sadness for the moment, go out and give your very best. And I think that's what we can expect of this field.
13 cars are at the ready. Coming into turn 3. Take a look at the money in the first half. The leader at the end of that first 10 laps, 25 miles, collects $25,000. The overall winner today on that second 10 laps, he'll come up $45,000 richer. Now here you are riding with Mark Martin as he gets set to sail around the 31-degree banking. You're riding with Mark Martin in car number 6. And here you are with Kyle Petty's car from the Felix Avetta stable. And the man who's won it 5 times, Dale Earnhardt, on the inside of that second row. Pate's car is in, and we're ready to go racing to Big D. On the break, Schrader gets the jump.
He does get a good jump on the rookie P.J. Jones on the outside. Here's Ernie Irvin coming down on the inside, making it 3 abreast into turn 1. He clears Harry Gant, 2 abreast now.
The black red numeral number 28 pulling up, and you see Earnhardt in the number 3 closing in on that green and white livery of Ken Schrader. 3 wide back.
Drafting such an important part of racing here at Daytona. There's Irvin down on the inside again. He picks up Mark Martin. Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. Rusty Wallace up high, riding a Ford this year for the first time.
Around to complete lap number 1. The 89 and 90 winner, Schrader out in front. Remember a year ago, Earnhardt came from the back and won it overall, won both sections of the race. Jeff Gordon falling back in the number 24. Irvin from 9th to 4th in 1 lap. You're riding with Kyle Petty. They've had some engine problems, new engine in that car just this morning.
Yes, they only were able to check the spark plug to see that they were firing on all 8 cylinders. So he's riding these first couple of laps, hoping that everything's going to be okay, and appears to be. Now he makes the move on the inside of P.J. Jones. That's Kyle Petty making the move going into turn 3.
The number 42 car, Kyle Petty, pulling up, leading that second flock of cars. At over 185, 190 miles an hour, down out of 4. First group across, Schrader in front.
But Earnhardt wants to lead.
He's to the inside, and Mark Martin comes low with him. Gives him a little help.
And that's what he needed, was just a little bit of a push from the draft from behind, and he moved right around Ken Schrader. Of course, it allowed Martin to move up into second.
7.5 laps left in the first half.
Kyle Petty beginning to ramble down on the inside.
Whatever the problems were, they're rectified in car number 42. It shoots down to the bottom.
He was on the pole for last year's Daytona 500. Didn't qualify too well for this year's Daytona 500, but he wants to show that his Pontiac is still fast.
Coming back to the line, Kyle Petty making a run for it here. Pulls himself up into 5th.
The 2 cars at the back of this lead draft are brothers, Jeff Bodine in the blue front car and the green car of Brett Bodine.
Earnhardt stays first, Martin in second, Schrader third, Irvin is 4th. Front 4 trying to break away here. Last lap at 191.6.
And that's over a mile and a half an hour, about a mile and a half an hour faster than the pole position for next Sunday's Daytona 500.
27-year-old Roy Allen out of Raleigh, North Carolina will lead him down for the 36th Great American Race next Sunday here on CBS. And Earnhardt will be alongside.
There's P.J. Jones in the blue car. He's gone from the outside pole to the rear. This is his last race in this car. After the Busch Clash today, he has resigned as the driver of the Melling car. Joe Ruttman will be driving it in the 500.
Big flap with Harry Melling's making the papers. And P.J.'s out of that car. Remember, he got it into this race. Last lap at 193 plus. Way over what they've been running here. Tight draft. There you see Earnhardt first. Deployed right behind him is Mark Martin. And then Schrader, followed by Ernie Irvin, the front 4. Just behind him is Kyle Petty in 5th, who started 10th.
Irvin wants to move up. Schrader moves up, gives him room. Lets Irvin go to 3rd. Schrader will dip back behind him now, pick up the draft.
Halfway in the first half as they come by. Dale Earnhardt, who keeps winning this race, but can't win the 500. Says he plans to change that this year in memory of his best friend, Neil Bonner.
We're halfway through this first segment of the first 10 laps.
Jeff Gordon lies 6th. Brett Bodine is back in 7th. Back straightaway. Those top 3 closer together now.
Chevrolet and 2 Fords. Each year you wonder, will a brand name be better than the others? Right now they look pretty equal.
Chevy's won this race 9 times. Olds a couple, Buick a couple, and Ford only twice. 87 and 92. Back in 92 with Jeff Bodine. 4 laps to go. Who will be our leader at the end of the first half? $25,000 at stake there. Earnhardt attempting to duplicate what he did 1 year back. And remember, In 91, he pulled it off as well. Mark Martin at work. Martin riding in second spot in that car number 6.
Urban looked to the outside for a moment there, Ken, but decided to tuck back in behind Mark Martin. He's maybe getting a little bit anxious. Just 3 laps to go when they come back this time until they'll get that little break in the middle of this race.
Drive safer in the first half than you would in the second, Ned?
I don't know. You know, they're feeling their cars out right now to know what they can do and what adjustments they might need to make during this little break we'll have here in a few moments. But I think they want to go for the win. They're racers, and they want to win a race. It doesn't matter what the money is or anything else. They just want to win a race, and that's what Ernie Irvin is looking. He wants to try to get up there. Now,
a comment from Mike Joy and Darrell Waltrip with us today.
The 81 Clash winners joined us up on the roof. Ernie made the first big move. Dale, the second one. I was going to say, what's next? Is this it?
Yeah, well, I just say to all those guys, don't wait till the last lap. Let's get something going here. Let's do a little racing. They're all scared to get up there and race with Earnhardt because he's won this thing so many times. They need to stick it in there and go.
Can anybody get him?
I think that 28 car is fixing to answer that question.
Martin stuck it in there, and he's going.
boy, he did. That was close quarters when he came off of turn 4. Here we are again. Kyle Petty down on the inside. He leaves Martin plenty of room up on the outside, but Kyle makes the pass. And here comes Jeff Gordon. The car number 6 of Mark Martin caught up on the outside, and the draft goes by on the inside. Ooh, look at Gordon gets a little bit skirmish there as he went around.
Kyle goes into third spot. Here's the battle up in front. As they qualified yesterday, Loy Allen, a rookie, is on the pole for the first time. Earnhardt will start outside in the second row in the 500 for the second time in his career. And that car of Robert Gates with Ernie Irvin was third fastest qualifier.
Until they get that halfway mark.
Ernie Irvin, fake for the inside, pull back, stays in the draft. Back up over 190 miles per hour. Earnhardt, the master, the 6-time Winston Cup champion, challenged by California's Ernie Irvin and the Robert Gates, number 28.
Saw Irvin with his new baby in church down there this morning. Now, he'd like to buy some nice presents. Picks up his $25,000 here today. But can he do it? Time's running out on him. He's got to move quick. I don't think he can do it.
Meanwhile, Kyle Petty lies third, and Jeff Gordon has come up into fourth. Halfway, shown on the field. And the halftime leader as they come across. Earnhardt wins it. Ernie Irvin in second, Kyle Petty in third. And they'll have to come from the rear in the second half. We'll be back with it in a moment. You're looking in on the second half of the Busch Clash for 94 from the Bud One Airship. Aerial Ambassador, the King of Beers, proud to provide you these aerial shots of the Busch Clash. Inverted start, and here's how they're going to go. Up front, it'll be Bobby Labonte and P.J. Jones. In row 2 now, it's Bill Elliott and Rusty Wallace. For row 3, Harry Gant and Jeff Bodine. In row 4, it's Brett Bodine and Ken Schrader. Row 5 is Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon. In row 6, it's Kyle Petty and Ernie Irvin. And out back will be Dale Earnhardt, who won that first race in $25 grand. A quick report from Mike Joy.
Everyone got tires except Bill Elliott, some minor chassis changes, and Darrell Waltrip. Dale Earnhardt wanted more rear spoiler. Why?
Well, it's pretty smart, really. It's so he can work that traffic a little bit better. The car will be a little more stable for him until he gets to the front.
Good news is he won $25 grand. Bad news is he's out back, but that's where he wants to be. As they kick him back in gear and head down to the final 10 laps, $45,000 at stake. DW, man to watch is this number 3 Earnhardt, I would say. There is Earnhardt up on the outside. Darrell, why is it that Earnhardt, even on this first lap of this 10-lap race, is the man you want to watch?
Well, when they dropped the green flag, that's what everybody saw but Dale. He saw the white flag. He drives every lap in this race like it's the last one. The rest of these guys go in the first turn, they go, oh, excuse me, let me in here. Oh, I'll back off a little for you. Not Dale Earnhardt.
3 wide on the outside. Earnhardt pressed against the wall. Coming down with Bill Elliott out in front. Harry Gant deployed in second.
everybody trying to pick up the draft of Bill Elliott. He's the man out front. Earnhardt sort of boxed in down on the inside now, Ken.
Look at that move. Ernie Irvan fighting his way up through now. Finds himself in fifth. Bodine is fourth. Mark Martin is in third. Look at this skirmish. Back straight away. Ernie Irvan is on the move in the black number 28.
Wow, he has really come to the front. We talk about Earnhardt coming from the back of the pack to the front. He came from 12th and now running in second place in a lap and a half.
Ernie Irvan and the Robert Yates Ford closing down on Mark Martin. It's Ford. 1, 2, 3 at the present time. Martin, Irvan, and Elliott back to the line.
Mark Martin was strong in that first one. He got caught out of the draft a little bit. They pushed him up on the high side of the track. Got him back in the field a little bit, but looks strong right now.
Brett Bodine is back there in fourth, so four Fords across the front. And then Dirk Earnhardt from the rear up to fifth.
Earnhardt looking on the outside of Brett Bodine.
The winner of the Busch Clash will be noted from this event, and $45,000 on the end of this 10-lap run.
Of course, that'll be added to what they got in the first race, so it can add up pretty good. There's Earnhardt going up on the outside. Jeff Gordon in the multicolored number 24 coming with him up on the outside. There's Jeff Bodine. Made some major repairs on his car during this stop. Ooh! Jeff Gordon and Brett Bodine get together a little bit, but they gather them back in.
Earnhardt up to fourth. Jeff Gordon goes into fifth with the number 24, and the number 7 of the 92 winner, Jeff Bodine, back there just behind them. Up over 190 miles per hour as you ride with Kyle Petty. Kyle holding on to the 7th position. Trying to close in on Brett Bodine up there in front of him in the long 3,000-foot back straightaway of Daytona. Next Sunday for the 500, here's Ernie Irvan to the inside. And that's a move you'll see him do regularly. That Robert Yates car right down the bottom, rock solid.
Pulled away just a little bit from Mark Martin. That's not quite as far as it looked there, but here's Earnhardt now, passing Elliott. Jeff Gordon riding on the tail of Earnhardt, coming right on up through the pack.
Earnhardt into third.
Gordon spent a lot of time riding on the tail of Earnhardt during the Daytona 500 last year.
Earnhardt going for second. The black number 3 down to the inside. Mark Martin deployed outside.
Okay, Earnhardt now moving into second as they go into turn 3. Ernie Irvan moved into second pretty early in that other race, but couldn't pass Earnhardt because Earnhardt hadn't cleared Mark Martin yet. But if he does get up there to second, which it looks like he will, then will he be able to pass Irvan? Irvan couldn't pass him.
Coming down, 3-car, 4-car draft on the bottom. Advantage Earnhardt, he really pulls up. Mark Martin fading back. Brett Bodine underneath him.
Mark Martin caught up there exactly like he was in the last race. Nothing you can do about it.
Battle for the lead.
A pair of Chevrolets trying to team up and move around the Ford. Earnhardt in a Chevrolet and Jeff Gordon in a Chevrolet.
Earnhardt to the inside. That Richard Childress car always works strong anywhere that Earnhardt wants to put it here at Daytona. But he has seen jinx, star-crossed to win the 500. He intends to rectify that next Sunday, and you'll watch it live on CBS, the great American race.
Brett Bodine hanging in there in 4th place, looking much stronger in this 10-lapper than he did in the first 10-lapper, because this is where the bigger money is.
Irvan stays first, Earnhardt second, Gordon third as they come back to the line. And it's Brett Bodine fourth, Bill Elliott fifth, Mark Martin sixth, Kyle Petty seventh, Rusty Wallace eighth, Schrader back there in ninth.
Ernie Irvan's got to be wondering, okay, Earnhardt came up through there pretty quickly, 2. Irvan got there first, but does he have anything left? Is he going to sit there and wait until the last lap, the next to the last lap? When will it be, or will he go ahead and try to make his move before then?
No gold medals here, just all cold cash. And a preview of 42 cars next Sunday settling in for the 500.
There's 6 cars in this lead draft. They've broken away from Kyle Petty, who is in 7th place.
4 Fords, 2 Chevys up here in this first group. Darrell Waltrip Chip, you want to be first or second right now?
Well, I tell you right now, I think Dale's just playing the cat and the mouse game. He's sitting there. I believe old Ernie's in big trouble, and I think he probably knows it. So we'll see what happens. I believe Dale will get him on the last lap.
Darrell, what about Jeff Gordon? He followed Dale just like this in the closing laps of last year's 500. Did he learn enough to beat him here?
He likes Dale better than he does Ernie.
Jeff Gordon, number 24, the rookie who finished 5th in the 500 a year ago, closes in on Earnhardt. And the Kenny Bernstein car, number 26, Brett Bodine, looking very good out here in fourth.
Well, Brett knows he has got to pass at least one more car before he has a shot.
Earnhardt to the inside.
Earnhardt making his move earlier than we thought he might.
Urban trying to counter. Not much you can do right there.
But look, Gordon's up there following the board. He wants to, well, maybe now he pulls down to the inside, going to give Earnhardt a little bit of help. But it looked like for a moment he's going to help Ernie, but now he gets down. Now he wants to take the lead. Now he might be in position to do it.
3 wide to the back straightaway.
Ooh, they're close together, but Jeff Gordon makes the pass. Good move. Here comes Brett Bodine. He'll follow Gordon into second.
Shocker here. Gordon going into first, Brett Bodine to second. And relegated back to third, and Earnhardt's car looks squarely going into 3 that time.
Yeah. Getting mixed up in the air that comes off of the cars there just in that particular part of the racetrack.
White flag is out. They touch at 190 miles per hour. Jeff Gordon, no rookie anymore, stays out in front. Brett Bodine in second. Earnhardt doing a masterful job of picking that car up and controlling. Remember, they're floating like feathers at 190 miles an hour around this racetrack.
But Ernie, again, Dale Earnhardt has to be wondering if he made his move a little bit too early back
here. He comes back one more time.
Moves to the inside. Look down there for Brett Bodine. Said, no, that's my spot. Oh, Earnhardt is very loose. Goes high on the racetrack. He gathers it back in. That cost him no chance to catch up with them now as they come for the checkered flag.
Down the stretch for the final time. Jeff Gordon in front. Brett Bodine's going to make a shot. Short. Jeff Gordon and the Rick Hendrick Chevrolet has defeated Ernie Irvan, has defeated Mark Martin and Earnhardt. "22-year-old Jeff Gordon becomes the 10th different winner in the 16 years of the Busch Clash. And next Sunday, he'll be carrying a CBS camera as he goes in quest of the great American race. Hope you'll be with us for that event here, which will have Loy Allen Jr. on the pole, a rookie, and Dale Earnhardt looking for his first 500 winner. Be with us. Stay tuned for